All right. Can you see me?
Oh, good day there. I was just
Good
putting up
day.
Facebook.
How are you?
I'm great. Nice to have you here.
Nice to be here. Uh, how's everything going with this new service?
Um, Today's been very interesting. We've got people watching sessions over 4 different platforms because try and help people out. So they need to get. There'll be some people in the Blue Jeans room here. There'll be some people streaming Blue Jeans on a browser. There's some people watching a Facebook live stream on the portal, and some watching Facebook live stream on Facebook. So the numbers are all over the place.
God bless you. You need TRE more than anybody right now.
Yeah, I can just sort of turn it on when I'm sitting in my seat, it's kind of nice,
Okay,
isn't it?
let me ask you something. Am I able to show a 1.5 minute video? Am I able to share my screen
Um,
with the
the
service?
easiest way to do that actually is there's a button where you can share screen or share video. Is the video on your computer?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not on the website. So can you see the thing that says share screen or share video?
No. Let me see here. Let me look around, see where it is.
I have a feeling it's still top right-ish,
It says
perhaps in the
sharing options. Let me click on that. Share video. Does that
so
mean video on my computer or share screen?
So on your video, it's actually very nice because what you can do is you can upload the video onto this and then it's already in the system. There's no streaming problems. It gets the video set up before you do it.
Okay, so it says please sign in or sign up to upload and share videos.
Hmm,
I'm
that's
again.
great. Um, Here's a last minute little stressor, but not much. Would you be able to email or share that video with me very easily?
Yeah, I can do it right now. I'll send it through WeTransfer.
Yeah,
Okay, hold on a second. Because it's only a minute and a half long.
yes, it will be quick. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let me see. And I don't need to show it if it becomes too problematic. That's not that big of a deal.
It's all good. It should work out. One of the Martha Eddy, who is getting the big award tonight, was did a whole pre-recorded session, and it was half a gigabyte. It took a while to upload, so I had to get on early for that for the small ones.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot. Okay, let me see here. And the only thing I want to do is um, I don't want the sound on the video, so you can turn the sound off when you
Right.
play.
I emailed. And yeah, you said it'd be nice to invite some people on screen, didn't you? So that you can actually see people if they want to be seen.
If they want to be seen. If not, that's fine with me. People will just have to take care of themselves. That's all. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm okay with that. They can be responsible. Okay, I'm sending this through WeTransfer now. So how's it
Great.
all going?
It's been interesting. As I said, there's been a few problems. It's been a nice day.
Do you want to
We
go
had
back to Zoom?
we
Do you
wish
want to go
well,
back to Zoom or do you like this?
yeah, well, I mean, we chose this for a few reasons. Like, it has closed captions, so like it can be sort of done by anyone. It's easier to integrate translation. It's more secure. It's easier to put on portals, so we can link to your stuff within the screen. A whole heap of reasons. They had 24/7 support. So, but yeah, Zoom is kind of nice with the familiarity, isn't it? On the plus side, this has a
Yeah,
rude shorthand for it. So, pluses and minuses.
yeah. Well, right now your visual is not as clear as it is on Zoom. And
Yeah,
I don't know
okay,
if that's from the software.
what actually happens is I guess what's happening actually is so what this actually does was my visual okay at the very start and it's just gone bad.
No, it wasn't very good from the very beginning.
Okay.
How is mine?
Yours is reasonable. I can't, because I'm a moderator, you're actually quite small. It's in webinar view, so it wouldn't,
Oh,
but I can't tell the pixels. But what actually happens with this, Zoom has, I think, 3 different levels where it adjusts your stream to how high quality the video has, whereas this has
mhm.
a number of levels. So if your streaming speed is low, then it allows you to just go be a really low quality picture without freezing, which is handy.
Okay. Let me ask you, will you be able to make my picture bigger so people can follow me as I do the exercises like you could do on Zoom?
Yeah, you'll be massive full screen. I can change your size for everyone.
Okay.
It's just for me as a moderator, I have about a million different controls on my panel. So
Okay. All
have you
righty.
sent it through
Well, I
yet?
think I'll stick with. What's that? Yeah, I'm sending now. Let me see how far along it is here. Oh, it's only 11%. That's probably, oh, it's going to take 23 minutes to get there. That's because we're on this Blue Jean thing, and that's using up all the
Did
bandwidth.
you want Did you want to turn your video off quickly? That might help. I can turn mine off.
Okay, let me see here. Let me turn that off.
Oops, there we go. I've turned yours off. So did you want to show it at the start or the finish or anywhere that it
I,
works for?
I'm going to show it at the start, but really, I don't need to show it. It was just it was 1 minute and 30 seconds of somebody tremoring so people would understand what it might look like.
Right. Okay.
I'm going to cancel the transfer. Be too long.
Let me
No, don't worry about it, Steve. We don't have to do it.
Right. If you're sure, I'm sure I could find some sort of dodgy video on YouTube that people have taken and like use a dodgy YouTube downloader to get it quickly if you wanted me to.
Let me see. If I go to my YouTube channel, I think the video is on my YouTube channel, actually. I love the word dodgy. You use that a lot in Britain, and I think that's so much fun. A dodgy video. Let me see here if I can find a dodgy video.
Yeah, I might actually make a note next time that if people want stuff, they can send it to me first, and then I can have it uploaded and ready or
Well,
something.
what I can do is I can send it to you for my next presentation, whenever that is. I forget.
All right, no worries. Well, I guess at least the good thing is you're getting the sneak peek to how BJ's is going to look, Blue Jeans is going to look. So
Yeah.
you have a tiny bit more experience than anyone else. Um,
Yeah, this was quite easy. The link just opened it up. I did download something of Blue Jeans. I don't know. I couldn't find out whether it was the business one or the other one you talked about, but it worked. So
yeah, I'm just getting something coming saying that one of the buttons um not working very well. Um, I'm just going to make sure that this is working. Sorry.
no, no, take
That
your
was
time. Do what you need to do.
uh, alright. We've got some people slowly joining here. And welcome to the Facebook people, actually, because the Facebook people may have been able to see us a bit earlier. So hello, people who may have been seeing us having a little chat along the way. It's right. We didn't reveal any secrets, did we, David? It's okay. We just talked about nothing dodgy.
Nothing dodgy.
All right. Oh yeah, that's a little annoying. Sorry about that, not being able to get the video. I'll actually hear another nice thing about Blue Jeans is I think we're their biggest client ever. So we just say, hey, can we sort of get this feature, and they can kind of just build it for us. So I might try and work out why you couldn't share the video yourself and get onto them and see if that's possible to get that done for you.
Yeah.
Well, so we have the power.
Well, it simply told me that I had to log in, and since I'm a guest and I didn't make an account, that might be the reason why.
Yeah, I think so as well, but we'll see if that can be added especially for us.
There you go.
I think that's the only reason why Blue Jeans isn't as popular is you need to make an account, and the account's only free for 1 week.
Right.
So that's why people don't use it, because it costs on that Zoom. Yeah, so people who are slowly starting to join in here, if you would like to be on screen, please raise your virtual hand or type in the chat that you'd like to be on screen. What David will be doing is actually leading a session on TRE and shaking, and if you'd like to be observed by the Master Jedi himself, you can you can turn your video on and be on screen. You won't be able to be seen by other people. I'll set it such that it can just be David that's seeing it. So, or at least recorded as well. All right, so we've got someone raising their hands. What we've noticed today is because there's all these different links for each session. It's kind of like a festival where people are like walking between different stages, and it takes like not straight away get to the next stage.
Right, right.
Welcome to the trauma and social change stage at this festival. Right, we've got someone else, Jessica. Jessica's been with us, I swear, since about 4 a.m. I mean, we only started at 9 a.m., but she's probably here at 4 a.m. She's been here all day. So you can join. And yeah, people who are on the Facebook live stream, feel free to go to theembodimentconference.org/home and then click through onto the David's talk, and you can join interactively there as well. If you do want to be like interactive and on screen and stuff, of course, it's fine if you just got your video off and you're just doing it yourself on the live stream. Anything else you would like to say before we get started, David? Otherwise, I'll introduce you.
No, let's go ahead and get started.
We'll give it always very on time here. There it is. It ticks across. So it's my absolute pleasure to welcome David back to another Embodiment Conference event. David, or Dr. David Berselli, is the creator of Trauma Releasing / Tension Releasing Exercises, TRE. He's a psychotherapist and a therapeutic body worker. So, international expert in trauma intervention, conflict resolution, and this is kind of like a technique that was used to release deep tension that has been created during traumatic experiences or chronic stress. So he spent a few decades living and working in countries all around the world, providing trauma relief workshops. And I believe you first discovered some of this stuff when you were in some of those, I believe it was war-torn countries or something like that. I seem to remember East Africa or somewhere. And you're fluent in Arabic as well.
Yes.
So pleasure to have you here and leading an actual session on body traumas, tremors, primitive mechanisms for modern times. So thanks, David, and take us away.
Okay, great. Thanks, Steve. Okay, so when they called this program Beyond Bubble Baths and Affirmations, I thought, all right, this is the perfect time to stop talking about theory, stop understanding trauma from our heads, and let's do something that's in our bodies that could be more effective. And so what I'm going to do is lead you through an abbreviated series of the tension and trauma releasing exercises. Now, the only thing that's going to do is slightly stretch your muscles and mildly stress them. And those two elements together are going to cause this gentle shaking to start to happen in your body. The way we're going to do this is we're going to actually activate the shaking in your legs, and then some of you, the shaking will go from your legs into your pelvis, and others will have it go through the pelvis and into your spine and maybe up your back a little bit. I'm not looking to make any big breakthroughs. I'm really just helping you to learn how to activate the tremor mechanism, because what it does is it actually calms down the nervous system, and it takes tight muscle and it starts to relax that muscle. The combination of the two is what produces the relaxation, reduction of stress, anxiety, and it can resolve some trauma symptoms. Now, this is not a therapy session, so you're going to have to take care of yourselves here. And I don't know how many of you might have complex trauma or prolonged trauma. This is just about you learning how to activate the tremor mechanism, and then you can figure out how to use that for yourself later on. So I'm going to guide you through the exercises right now. Then I'm going to have, at the end of doing the exercise, you'll all be laying on your yoga mats on the floor, and I'll still keep giving you instructions on how to close your knees slowly. So what I want you to do right now is only watch me. I will demonstrate the entire routine. I want you to just watch me, but then after I'm done demonstrating, I'll go back through it and guide everybody through the process together. So all I need you to do is watch my feet at this point, okay? So the first exercise, just so we can loosen our feet and our ankles, is going to be simply rolling over onto the sides of our feet and ankles. Now, it's not a complicated exercise routine, but if you have trouble with your feet and your ankles, you may not be able to do this very comfortably, so don't do it. That's fine. So we'll do that about 10 times back and forth. Then I'm going to have you take a wider stance like this, if you can do it, and we're going to come down into a position where we have ourselves in the middle. This is stretching the adductor muscles on the inner thigh. You're going to stay in this position and take 3 deep breaths. Then you're going to walk over to one foot, and you're going to take 3 breaths in this position. Walk to the other foot, and you're going to take 3 breaths in this position. And then we're going to reach through our legs behind us and take 3 breaths in that position. Okay? Then when you come up, all you're going to do is gently push your pelvis forward like this. We're going to rotate the pelvis to the left, then rotate the pelvis to the right. And that's going to be the standing exercise routine. When I'm done with that, then this is where I'm going to guide you through the last exercise routine. You'll be laying on. So what I want you to do is basically just put your feet together and let your knees relax open. Okay? You're going to rest like this for a minute. Now, if you're able to do this, I'm going to have you pick your pelvis up off the ground. Just very lightly pick it up like that. And that holds this part of your body into a mild stress position. Now, some of you might start to feel a little bit of bouncing or rocking back and forth. And all that is the muscles that are tight are starting to let go, and some flexibility is starting to occur in the body. Then I'm going to have you set your pelvis back down like this. Now, if your feet are close to the pelvic floor, I'm going to slide them away just a little bit like that. So you reduce the bend in the knee. And then I'm going to incrementally instruct you to close your knees up. You use inches or centimeters in English? All right. If you use inches, you're going to raise your knees 2 inches. If you use centimeters, you're only going to raise your knees 5 centimeters. That's it, just a little bit. So there's a mild stress here, but it's not painful in any way. And after about 2 minutes, I'm going to have you raise your knees again, just a little bit more, and you might start to feel some movement, some activation of that shaking mechanism. And then I'm going to have you raise your knees again a little bit more, and that shaking may get stronger. And then finally, I'm going to have you put your feet on the floor, and your knees will be slightly wider apart than your feet, and you might have a shaking going on in your body like you see in my legs. They go through your hips and into your belly or into your lower back. Then I'll help you slowly come out of that position, and you're going to rest. And then when we're done, we'll talk about what did that feel like for you, so I can give you a little bit of explanation and maybe help you understand what your body did, okay? So everybody get ready and go into the position where we're going to do the first exercise together. Put your feet a little bit wider apart than your shoulders, and all you're going to do is roll over. You'll be on the outside of one foot and the inside of the other foot. You take a nice breath, and you roll to the other side. Now this is supposed to be like easy and relaxed, gentle breathing. It's not an exercise routine where you try very hard to do anything. You actually just want to quietly and gently roll back and forth. Take a nice deep breath, everybody. Just keep gently rocking yourself back and forth, letting yourself sink into your feet and your ankles. Okay. Then you can stop and just shake out both of your feet, like with a vigorous shake. Okay? Now, here's where we're going to take a wider stance, only as wide as you can do comfortably. And then what you're going to do gently is let yourself drop down like this. Be careful, some of you who might have blood pressure issues, this could be a difficult position. Drop your head and just stay in this position for 3 slow, deep breaths. Now walk your hands over to one foot. Keep your head dropped and take 3 breaths in this position. Then bring your hands over to your other foot and you take 3 breaths in this position. And then you come back to the middle and walk your hands through your legs behind you and take 3 breaths in this position. Then you're slowly going to come back up. Now in this standing position, here's where you're going to put your hands on your buttocks. Push your pelvis forward, just gently, so it's not difficult for you. And hold your body in this bow position for 3 breaths. You should feel the stretch sort of here in the inner thigh. Now what I'm going to do is twist my hip, and then my shoulders and neck will follow. So I'm actually looking behind me, but my whole spinal column is twisted. And take 3 breaths in this position. And then I'm going to twist in the opposite direction. And do the same thing. Make sure my hip will twist first, my shoulders and my neck follow. And I'm going to stay in this position for 3 breaths. Then I come back to the forward position, just hold this bow, and then you can come out of it, bring your legs together, and shake out your legs, because you've been stretching your abductors a lot. Now, here's the final position. I'm going to help you get in the position, then I'm going to watch the people whose videos I can view. So what you're going to do is you're going to come down. Oops. Okay. Put the bottoms of your feet together. Let your knees just relax open. You're just going to let yourself sink into the ground. Take a nice deep breath. Much of this exercise routine from now is going to be passive. Your body's going to start doing the work. So in this position, here's where you're going to pick your pelvis up off the floor. Don't have to pick it up very high. If this hurts you, like it hurts your back or maybe it hurts your hips, don't do it. You should only do this if there's no pain involved. There will be a little bit of tension, but that's all. So my knees are open, my pelvis is up, and now we're going to stay here for about 1 minute. That's if you can do that. If you need to take a break, you just always set your pelvis down, rest for a little bit, and then you can pick it back up. Now, some of you in this position might see that your pelvis starts to rock up and down, or it might start to rock back and forth. Just let that happen. That's just your body loosening itself. Another 15 seconds. Okay. Set your pelvis back down onto the floor nice and gently. Let your knees rest open again. Now remember, if your feet are close to the pelvic floor, you want to slide them away a little bit so you reduce the bend in your knee. Now we're going to stay like this for just a minute, only relaxing a passive stretch happening on the inner thigh. That's all that's happening. Because this is where the tremor mechanism is probably going to start for all of you. Okay, now, once again, only 1 inch or 5 centimeters, just raise your knees up a little bit. Just a tiny little bit like I did. And you might start to feel some shaking in this position. So I'm going to have you stay in this position for about 2 minutes. Now I'm going to get up and I'm going to be watching all of you who I can see, but I will continue to give you the instructions to keep closing your knees a little bit at a time. But wait for my instruction because I'll be watching people to see how their tremor mechanism is activating. So everybody just lay there and relax. So take a nice deep breath, hold your knees in that position. Great, you're looking good, people. Now, at any point, if the tremors get really strong and you just need a break, All you do is slide your legs down flat and take a rest. You won't interfere with anything. I want you to try to respectfully follow your bodies at this point, because if that tremor mechanism is activated, you are 100% correct, meaning your body can't make a mistake with this. So whatever it's doing or not doing is correct, so you don't have to second guess this. You might not understand it, but that doesn't mean the body isn't doing it correctly. So for those of you who still have your knees open, close them again, just 1 inch or 5 centimeters, just a little bit. Jessica, you can open your knees just a little bit more. That's it, right there. Perfect. Everybody take a deep breath again. If the tremors are activated in your body, your job is to passively lay there and allow for once your body to be able to demonstrate to you what it's capable of doing in terms of reducing tension within itself. Usually our brain is directing our body, and in this experience, the tremor mechanism which comes from the body is directing the brain. So passively give into your body, trust it, and know that it will guide you out of your tension patterns. Good, you're doing good. Okay, so one more time, close your knees again, 1 inch or just 5 centimeters, just a little bit. And what you want to do is just notice, does each of these increments change something in the way your body moves? This is you coming alive, and this is your body trying to show you where it can move and where it can't move. It's almost like showing you the inside of its structure. So you just sort of want to take your brain in your body and be curious and observant of how is it moving and how is it not moving, and what does that feel like. If at any point it feels uncomfortable for you for any reason, emotionally, psychologically, or physically, just slide your legs down and stop the process so you can respect the speed with which you're helping your body release the tension. April, you can turn your feet so they're flat on the floor now. You have plenty of tremor movement. Perfect. Everybody take a nice deep breath. Let yourself relax. The deep breath is for your diaphragm. It'll help that diaphragm stretch a little bit. That way it will release a little bit, and sometimes those tremors can go right through your diaphragm. Okay, so now all of you can take the bottoms of your feet and turn them so they're flat on the floor. They should be about 10 centimeters apart, or just a couple of inches apart, and your knees should be wider apart than your feet. So you have that little V shape on the inner thigh. and that will most likely allow the tremor mechanism to stay active. Now, what I'm going to invite you to do is you could either move your feet closer or wider apart, or move your knees closer or wider apart to see where you get the most comfortable shaking in your body. Because the position of your feet and knees will often change the way the shaking mechanism moves through your body. So this is you exploring your body again, trying to figure out how to help the tremor mechanism help you. Everybody take a nice deep breath. Let it out with a little bit of a sigh, like you're laying down in bed and just relaxing. Now, just so all of you know how to do this, I'm going to have you stop the tremor mechanism just for a minute, because it will come back again. You don't have to worry about it. Slide your legs down, straight out. Now lock your knees and pull your toes towards you. Lock your knees and pull your toes towards you. You keep them on the floor. You just want to turn the toes facing you, facing up towards your body. That's it. Now you can see that you can stop the tremor mechanism. And so I want you to do this anytime you feel like that it's a good time for you to take a rest. Because with this tremor mechanism, you often need integration time, even little periods of integration like 1 minute. So now relax your legs again and put them back into the position they were in before, where you had the shaking. And just be patient with your body again. It will reorganize itself. It'll figure out the new fascia pattern, and the shaking will start back up again. Jessica, you can move your feet a little further apart from each other. That's it. Perfect. Okay, everybody take a nice deep breath again. Relax into your body, expand your diaphragm, and then let it deflate. And that helps the pulsation in the torso and allows the tremor mechanism to come up the body a little bit easier. So one more time, I'm going to invite you to either move your feet further apart or closer together, and the same thing with your knees, wider apart or closer together, because each of you will find a different angle and a different position in your legs where that tremor mechanism will be most effective for you, or easiest, or most relaxed. And that's what you're looking for. This should be a pleasant experience of your human body relaxing itself by using the tremor mechanism. Good. You look like you're doing good, everybody. Okay, one last time. You're going to take a nice deep breath. So for some people, the tremors are going up their legs. Some people, it's going into their pelvis. Some people, it's going to the upper part of their body. That's exactly what it's designed to do. It should go all the way from your toes clear to the top of your neck. Now, if you're uncomfortable or afraid of it, or it feels like it's too strong, then just slide your legs down and relax for a little bit and let your body integrate and organize. But it is designed to go through the entire structure of the body, even out your shoulders and down into your arms and fingers. Because anywhere that we could hold tension, this tremor mechanism is able to access it and try to release that tension. But you don't want to go so fast that you get worried or you get afraid or you get concerned. That means it's going faster than what your ego can really integrate. Your body's having a great time, but your ego might be struggling with it. But you want to respect the ego and don't push it. So we want a nice dialogue between ego and body, meaning you feel comfortable with what's going on psychologically or emotionally, and it feels comfortable in your body because it's not too stressful or too rough of a movement, okay? So please take care of yourself. Okay, very good. So we're going to finish the session now because I want to allow some time for questions and comments at the end. So I'm going to have you slide your legs down again. Just straighten them out, slide them flat on the floor, lock your knees, point your toes towards your head, and just stop the tremor mechanism. Take a nice deep breath. And when the tremor mechanism stops, you can just relax your legs and just rest there for a minute. But what I want you to do is notice how you feel, particularly inside your body. Does it feel different than when you started? Okay, so very gently take a nice deep breath again. And then to come up, don't do a sit-up. Roll to your side and push yourself up gently with your hands into a sitting position. Nice and slow and easy. Okay. Everybody take a deep breath. Good to see you people. All right, so now I'm going to answer some questions here. Let me see. There are a couple that are written here. So I'll answer the written ones first. So one person said, what if my upper body doesn't shake? There's no problem there. See, all of us have different tension and holding patterns in our structure. All we're doing here today is showing you how to activate the tremor mechanism. If you simply do it consistently, it will slowly loosen the structure and find its way all the ways up to your neck and shoulders. That's not the problem. It's just that we have to patiently let the tremor mechanism work because the tremor mechanism is kind of delicate and sometimes it'll hit a muscle pattern or a fascia pattern that's really tight and that will inhibit its movement. But after a while, it will slowly, gently nurture that to release and then the tremor mechanism will move further up your body. So that's not a problem at all. Okay. So somebody said I was laughing a lot. Is that a common reaction? I love it. It's a wonderful common reaction. And the reason it's so wonderful is because it's the diaphragm. That's the way the diaphragm tremors. It pulsates itself. We unfortunately call that laughing or crying, but the diaphragm has no idea that's what we have called it, see? So I love it when people laugh, because usually if they feel like they want to cry, they hold it in, which is the worst thing in the world. Because whether you want to laugh or you want to cry, all it means to the diaphragm is I want to pulsate. So what that tells me is the tremor mechanism actually, even if you didn't feel it in your diaphragm, the tremor mechanism was loosening the diaphragm enough that it started pulsating, okay? And that's all it was. So keep on laughing. It's very good for you. All right, so let me go back down here. Let me see. Someone said I was close to a panic attack before, and now I feel ready for a nap. Well, the theory behind this is, and what I have seen, is that it actually downregulates the nervous system. That's what it's designed to do. And so a lot of people, particularly when I work with soldiers, which is the greatest gift to them, after they do TRE, they feel like they need to take a nap. And one of their most difficult things is actually getting a good night's sleep or really resting. So that's what the tremor mechanism is supposed to do. Excuse me. So we see that at least for this person, it activated exactly like it's supposed to actually calm down the nervous system. So someone said most of my tremor is in my knees, thighs, and pelvis, which makes sense given the trauma I've been through. That's exactly right. Given the traumas that we've been through, and our tremor mechanism knows the inside of our structure, for many of us who might have had sexual abuse, or we broke our hips, or for women who might have had difficulty birthing a child, had a C-section or miscarriage, all of those little traumas in the pelvis and hips could cause the tremor mechanism to stay there for a longer period of time, so it releases all of those traumas before it starts to move up the spine. So don't think you're doing something wrong if the tremor mechanism is just staying in one spot. There could be layers of traumas there that it's slowly starting to loosen and relax them. And it will move past that once the tissue is relaxed enough. See, the body can't make a mistake. The tremor mechanism was 100% correct in every single one of you, even though it was also different in every single one of you. It was correct because it followed your body and your attention patterns. So you can't do better than that, okay? Recommended frequency and duration. When people are first starting, I tell them start smaller rather than big. Everybody likes these big explosions and big releases. I'm not sure they're the healthiest thing for us. So what we did was about a 15-minute tremoring session. So I would say about every day or every other day, if you feel comfortable, you can actually even do this in bed just before you go to sleep. Because I just showed you, you really, at this point, if you got tremors, you don't even have to do the stretching exercises I showed you. Just pick your pelvis up with your knees open for about a minute, set it down, then very slowly close your knees, not too quickly. Very slowly, and that'll generate a strong enough tremor. So some people love it. They can do it every day. It feels great. If it hits a pocket in your body where there's some deep psycho-emotional trauma, you may want to do it only once every 3 or 4 days because you need more time to integrate those types of emotional and somatic states than if it's just releasing the stress from having a difficult work day, okay? So you have to sort of follow yourself inside, and the body will give you a sort of an intuition, I'd love to tremor today, or I don't want to tremor today. Try to feel intuitively what it is your body would like to do, so it's always directing you rather than your brain directing your body. Let me see here. Do you ever stop shaking? Only if you never have stress again in your life. If you never have stress, I have a suspicion you won't stop shaking, but this is what I think will happen. You'll purr like a kitten purrs. You'll just sit there and you can feel this gentle little purr going on in your body, but there's not big movements, okay? Let's see here. Is the sequence of the beginning movement specific? No, not really. If you go to my website, traumaprevention.com, there's a link there that you can click on, and it shows the whole exercise routine. There are 7 exercises, and it's for free. You can just watch it and follow along. I'd suggest you do it maybe once to see what the whole routine is, but really the goal is to get you to tremor. And if you're already tremoring, then you're already reached your goal. Just keep repeating tremoring is the point here, okay? Are you supposed to keep doing it until one day you're done? I suspect that never happens, only because we are a human living organism on the planet, and we pulsate with the planet. So unless the planet reduces all of its stress, we're still going to continue to pick up stress, whether it's our own, or it's from the city that we're living in, or the environment that we're in. Certainly with COVID, the tremendous levels of stress and anxiety, we have to keep going down and going down, meaning every day we're going to pick up some stress, so every day we've got to try to lower that stress. And this is the play back and forth. I'm showing you that your muscles are going to tighten during the day, and if you tremor, then your muscles will loosen during the day. And it's this pulsation that we're looking for in the human body. That, to me, is our healthiest state, okay? All right, so the tremor changes quite a lot from subtle to very strong and then back to very subtle again. What I think that is, as best as I can tell it, it's actually moving between fascia, because fascia can tremor, because it moves through by electric current. So fascia, you'll find these softer, more subtle vibrations, but they could actually be more rapid, but they don't make big movement. But when that fascia releases, then the big muscle groups can move easier, and so then you get big muscle movement. And then once those have loosened, it can go back into other fascia patterns. So I think it's an interplay between fascia and muscles, okay? But let that interplay happen. Just be the observer of it, okay? Let's see. Can you tremor for too long? Yes, definitely. It's like giving yourself a deep tissue massage. If you went to a massage therapist every day for a week and you got really deep tissue massage, it would hurt at the end and your body would start contracting. Because when we massage the body, which is what this tremor mechanism is doing, we need integration time. So yes, you can tremor too much, you could tremor too long, and at the end of it, you feel like you're exhausted. Well, that tells you is more than the body could actually do comfortably, and so now you might need a few more days to integrate that before you do TRE again. All right, let's see here. How often is advised to do this? It feels amazing. I hold a huge amount of tension in the pelvis and hips, and this is the best way I've ever gotten into that. Thanks. You're welcome. And yes, that's where most of us hold our tension. And so I'm just trying to tell you, start slow. I know this could be exciting if you had a very good result, but start slow and you can work yourself up bigger. Some people can tremor for half an hour without any difficulty at all. But usually what they're getting out is maybe a physical injury, like if they were, I don't know, if they fell off a bicycle or fell off a ladder and they just injured their hip or they injured their knee. Usually you can tremor for a long time. But if it's an injury that might have a strong psycho-emotional component because it comes from childhood, then you want to tremor less because you want to be more respectful of the emotional state that you might have to work with as well. Okay? All right, so how about feeling nauseous? Also diaphragm reaction sometimes makes sense as the tremor was moving as high as my pelvis. Yes, nausea, I think this is what it is, because some people have it. I think the tremor mechanism, even if you didn't feel it in your belly, I think the tremor mechanism was loosening the gastrointestinal tract. And if you excuse the expression, that's usually tight because that's where we had to swallow a lot of shit in life. And that's where we're holding very tight. And when that starts to loosen, we kind of feel like we want to vomit all of that stuff out. Now, people usually don't vomit, okay? But it feels like they need to. So if you're tremoring, the minute you start to feel nausea, stop the tremoring because the tremor already worked. It got you to that point where now the abdominal cavity has to slowly relax. That's where you would sit up and maybe drink some lemon water or some mint tea or something like that. Calm the stomach back down, and then you can do the tremors again. And it usually goes away very quickly. Okay, so somebody says, my body doesn't want to stop. Is it okay to do it for as long as my body is satisfied, or is there a time limit? Can I just listen to my body? The body will stop, but just because I said everybody stop doesn't mean your body was satisfied with me saying that. And so yes, sometimes it will continue. It's like residual tremors. But if you get up and you walk around and you get involved in everyday life again, then those tremors will stop. What our goal really is to learn how to start and stop the tremor mechanism so that we're comfortable with both of those happening. Because throughout the day, I could get tense or I could get anxious. And even sitting in this chair, my legs could start to tremor because I've been doing it for a while. And that tells me, okay, I'm picking up some stress. My body knows it's releasing it. And so I can feel that pulsation happening in my daily life. Okay? And so I'll answer one more question here because then it's going to be time to finish. How would the integration look like? A lot of people end up taking a nap. They kind of feel a paradox. They feel both energized but also relaxed, which is perfect. That's what it feels like there. So the integration is when you just feel like, oh, okay, I'm stretched. Or sometimes if you just lay there after you're done tremoring, you lay there and you'll end up going, ah. And there's your body breathing you, different than me telling you to take a deep breath. So if your body ends up breathing you, then you know that's probably integrated and it's done. Okay? All righty. So somebody said they can't find it on the website. It is on the website somewhere. You have to click on a picture or a link or something on the front page. Or just go to type in TRE for all. It's in the YouTube channel. TRE for all, and the YouTube video is right there on how to do the 7 exercises. Thank you, everybody. I really enjoyed doing that. I hope it's helpful for you. I can always tell you, be gentle with yourself. Don't push the body. We want the ego and the body to be in healthy, happy relationship with one another. Neither one should be forcing the other one to change. So use the tremor mechanism. It's one of the most primitive mechanisms in the human body to reduce stress, and we've just lost it. We forgot it because we became so heady about stress and trauma. Use it gently, delicately, and you will learn how to pulsate in a way that feels really pleasant. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate you being here, and good luck.
Thank you so much, David, for that. I'll probably go off and have a shake after this. I know Mark was lurking in the background as well, he does TRE all the time, and he said he really appreciated it. So
can I say hi, Steve?
There we go.
I just wanted to say thank you to David, Dr. Bassett. I've been doing shaking work for a couple of years now. I do it sort of most weeks. I've done it in war zones. I do it when I'm stressed. With the conference, it's going to be very healthy and good for me. So thank you, sir. Really enjoyed that masterclass. Just a personal appreciation from me and a lot of respect for your work. So thank you for being part of the conference.
I sincerely appreciate that, Mark. You can always do TRE behind the scenes and we won't see you.
I'm working. I let Steve in charge. I've had the option today. So yeah, anything you want to promote through us, let us know.
Right. Okay. The last thing for us, for you guys to see, go to my YouTube channel, David Berselli, real simple. Join that YouTube channel because I have hundreds of videos of examples of people tremoring, and I'm guiding them over the internet how to do interventions on their own body. So you can learn a lot by watching how I'm helping other people, by the way I see their body and the intervention I give them. So go ahead and do that. The YouTube channel is for free, and you'll learn a lot there.
Thank you, David. It's David Baselli on YouTube. I've also put in traumaprevention.com in the links there, and also TRE for all on YouTube. So do check out all David's stuff because it's incredible, and the books as well. There's at least 3 books. I always get confused which one's which by title. There are 3. Yeah. They're all still similar titles, and I'm like, wait, which one's which again? I forget which one I read when. Yeah, awesome little session. So I just got to sit here and sort of watch. So that was nice. Not as nice as doing it though. And yeah, have a lovely day, David. And this time you're not running us up. So we've got one more person following you. So
Great.
I'll just say, well, David's going to be on the Embodiment Conference later this year. He's also been on one of the podcasts on the Embodiment Podcast. And will be replays of this later on. We're going to extend the replay time to 3 days instead of 1 day because there's been some tech glitches today, and we don't want that to be like the reason why you guys missed out on these awesome sessions. So that's going to be there. If you do want to get all the recordings from this though, and the entire Embodiment Conference recordings, like 1,000 hours worth of stuff, you can get a special offer right now where you'll actually get access to a tutorial group as well. So guided tutorial group where you can sort of work out how the hell these 1,000 hours plus of the Embodiment University actually fits together. It's a bit of a mindfuck, to put it nicely. No, it's really nice. I'm sure you've seen the portal today, and everything's organised really, really nicely. So that's the good thing. So do head across there to upgrade if you would like. There's different options available there. Also, book off those dates for the conference because otherwise you might not get to see David at the time you want to see him. Everyone wants to be there live, and everyone else will be there as well. We've got a Facebook group where you can actually contribute to the community, choose what we're doing, which speakers you want to have. So do head across onto that. Embodiment circles, if you want to be doing embodiment practice every day for free, you can log on there and have some nice people lead you through that. And finally, here's our one thing we'd like to ask of you is please share this with one friend. With one friend that's really helpful to us and really spreads the word about this. We'd love to have, the entire world. We're now translating it for at least, I think, a couple dozen speakers. It's going to be translated into 8 different languages to make it accessible to like 80 or 90% of the world's population. So we're trying to work out to do as much as possible. And there's closed captions available here on Blue Jeans as well. So we'll head across into Chandler's session to wrap things up. And again, thank you, David, for this session and for replay it. And till next time, thank you.
Thank you very much. It was a lot of fun. Bye, guys. Do I just hang up, Steve?
Yep, I'll close it up now anyway. Cheers. I'll drop you an email.
Cheers. Okay, bye-bye.
Don't do anything dodgy. All right, catches.